Folks, for some reason, there's some people who just can't help themselves from touching the stove. And as Trump sprints towards authoritarianism as fast as someone in his current physical condition can, the MAGA brand is becoming poisonous. Even associating with it to be provocative is completely backfiring on folks and ending up ruining everything. In this case, at an event called Summer Games Fest, where the CEO of this company thought it would be a good idea to grace the stage in a MAGA hat, or in this case, a MUFGA hat, make FPS great again. This went over so stunningly bad that it took less than 24 hours for this CEO to be in front of a camera promising everybody that it was just a joke. And I'll show you guys that hilarious apology in just a second, but it's absolutely insane that he didn't think that this was going to come for him. With Kristi Noem and Pete Hegseth secretly debating whether to give law enforcement powers to the military, and Trump mulling over using the Insurrection Act while sending tanks to DC for his birthday parade. I think it's a pretty horrid time to be associated with MAGA. And if you know anything about games, you know that shooting games are rife with conservative chuds, as they like to be called. So I wouldn't be surprised if this guy just let the mask slip a little bit too far and is now trying to save face. Hit subscribe so you always stay informed on the news that MAGA doesn't want you to know. 1047 Games' CEO Ian Prew here thought that in order to get a lot of people to talk about his game in an already flooded market, he would make the bold decision to wear a MAGA hat.
And I'm tired of playing the same Call of Duty every year, and I wish we could have Titanfall 3 right now, and it's fucking awesome.
Now you can imagine that this little stunt didn't go over well. I mean, pretty much immediately people started clowning on him for this presentation. Here's a post by 2DKAPS. That Splitgate 2 presentation at Summer Games Fest hurts, man. I got massive secondhand embarrassment from that. I'm so sorry, Splitgate fans. Oh, just so brutal. And then, to make things even worse for himself, he doubled down after the public backlash. The official game account for Splitgate 2 posted this picture of him wearing the hat and giving a thumbs up, and then said this: "I'm not here to apologize, but I'm here to clarify. This is not a political statement. It is quite literally what it says, so take it at face value. The state of multiplayer FPS games is tragically stale. We hope to fix that, whether you want Arena, Battle Royale, Onslaught, or Map Creator," which is just things about games. I think you can make this statement that it's time to shake things up in your industry without wearing the hat of a literal fascist. Like, hey man, what the fuck? I mean, the people in the comments are pointing out that, hey, maybe now is not the time to be wearing that hat. You should have realized that now is not the time to wear something like that. There's like 100 ways to deliver this kind of message, and you choose to use MAGA coding. Just think about your messaging in the future. The statement you made may not be political in a vacuum, but the format you chose to make it in definitely was, and you'd have to be pretty daft to think otherwise. Best of luck making it great while repeating the same formats that apparently have made it stale. Yeah, good point. Apparently this new game that they announced is basically just like every other game that already exists. And it's like, that hat would have been a political statement no matter where you wore it. But Summer Game Fest, where this took place, is in LA. Just outside of where this guy made this statement, the police and the military now are brutalizing protesters thanks to the man who invented that hat. But folks, I'm happy to say that the old trick of dogpiling onto someone and calling them a dumbass until they change their tune, well, that trick still works. It only took a day for Ian here to put his tail between his legs and issue an apology statement. "No excuses, I'm sorry," he says.
Hey guys, it's Ian. You're probably tired of seeing my face by now, but I promise this message is going to be a little bit different than the previous ones. So I've got a lot of questions about what's up with the hat, why'd you wear it, what was the intent? And I want to start by explaining myself. It is really freaking hard as an independent studio to break through the noise. You go to these award shows. We saw it at TGA's. We had this great trailer, and there's 50 other great trailers, and didn't really have an impact. And so at our biggest stage, coming out of beta, we needed something to grab attention. And the honest truth is, we tried to think of something, and this is what we came up with. We did not intend for this to be taken in any political way whatsoever. And I'm not an idiot. Like, obviously I knew there would be some level of controversy, but we really saw this as a meme that was kind of stating our truth, which is we do want to improve this genre. We are disappointed with the state of the genre. And so we took it as a meme that we thought would not be nearly as received the way it was, negatively received as the way it was. And so I want to apologize. And genuinely, you can pretend, you don't have to believe me. But the truth is I am sorry. And the reason I'm sorry is because of what this has done to the community. The most important thing to me right now is I want to have an amazing community. That is the reason that I built 1047. That's the reason I love my job, is because I wake up every day. I have friends in the community, Mikavelli, Tovar, all these great people who I play games with, who I get their feedback, I talk to them. I mean, these are the people who got us through the dark times. And I hate seeing division. And that's what I'm seeing right now on both sides. There's division in the community. And for that, I am truly sorry. And again, I'll reiterate, I do stand by the intent of this, which is the intent truly is take it at face value. We do want to improve this genre. We do feel that the genre is in a bad state, and we want to make FPS games as amazing as possible. But I also understand that it's not just about intent, it's about impact. And the platform that we have had has had a negative impact, and for that I'm truly sorry.
And oh man, did this apology piss off the conservative wads who play these games. They're pissing themselves crying over the fact that their God King is poisonous and unlikable. Grums, who's an old gaming developer who's friends with Elon Musk, said, "Don't do that. You're throwing away all this gamer goodwill. They will only come after you and everyone else harder now." Someone else said, "With respect, sir, the people you are apologizing to don't play or buy games." Well, maybe not his game. This move was a mistake. The apology won't win over the crowd you're trying to please. They were never your audience to begin with. They don't buy games. They don't support studios. They just look for the next thing to tear down. Meanwhile, the people who are rooting for you, they're now questioning if you're just another developer folding under the pressure. Like, oh my God. These people are so dramatic. You should have never felt obligated to say sorry for wearing something or holding a personal belief. That's not bad optics. That's just being a human being. Oh, really? So all of these Mexican Americans waving their flags, for example, that's not bad optics? That's just holding a personal belief, is it? These people spit out hypocrisy like it's CO2. The outrage mob doesn't deserve your energy, and they definitely don't deserve a say in your creative decisions. Stand firm, build your game, and let your work do the talking. That's the way to move forward. I mean, they're calling him a weak bitch, a pathetic cuck. They are so mad that he went so far as to apologize for being divisive. But let me just throw the cold water on these MAGA morons. Trump is unpopular. Here are the new polling numbers. The headline from Newsweek is Donald Trump's approval rating plunges. Well, that's a little bit of an exaggeration, but the poll does have him down at -6 points. And it's his crackdown on immigration while ignoring the economic turmoil he caused that's doing this. People are going to say that, no, America wants this. Trump has been given a mandate by MAGA, the majority of Americans. But look at this polling from CBS News just last week. Immigration is the only policy that Trump is positive on, and that's because 93% of Republicans agree with Trump's mass deportation plan. He's basically made the party of racists and morons more racist and even dumber. But Democrats, and notably independents, do not approve. I think we can pump these numbers up even higher, but this poll is from last week, from before when the protests started. So I think this is going to become even more polarized as we get closer to No King's Day this Saturday. The nationwide protests are sure to set Trump off, and his little birthday party is starting to look like a dud. Here's the headline from the Daily Beast. Not even GOP lawmakers want to go to Trump's big parade. He's getting stood up by all of his friends here. Politico surveyed 50 GOP lawmakers, and only 7 of whom said that they planned to attend the festivities. The near $50 million affair, which just so happens to be Trump's 79th birthday, will celebrate the 250th anniversary of the Army. Senate Majority Leaders John Thune, Majority Whip John Barrasso, House Majority Leader Steve Scalise, they're not going to be there. Mark Wayne Mullen, Lindsey Graham, Rick Scott, none of them are going to be there. But don't worry, Trump. Marjorie Taylor Greene, however, plans to show her face. Now you know it's a real party, the Dahmer kind. This military parade is going to turn into Marge Gangrene and Trump firing tanks into the Potomac River. I'm Tony Hinderman with Really American, and I'll catch you next time.